So I'm going to start with showing you the intents, which is just the words that basically it will react on. So these are the words, nothing specific done here, but in the get status one, for example, we need to let Google know which ones are the parameters. So this would be selected as our controller parameter. The next one is selected as our ID parameter. And then in the other one, this one for the put calls, we have 3 of them because we need the status as well. So we have the controller, ID, status. Down here, webhooks have to be enabled for this to work. All of them are. Fulfillment. This is where all the code is written, and once you deploy it, it gets executed. But so right here, these are the default fallbacks. It's just what comes with it. It's just a rhyming game, or it rhymes words, so it's not just tutorial. But right here, this is how you get the brief. Make a call with axios.all, which uses an array to get all your URLs into it, and then you get an array back, and you can I don't know the right word, parse it, I guess, but you turn it into variables using pick which one from the array previously used in Axios. Once you get an array back, to be able to get the number of total elevators, the total number of batteries, stuff like that, just need to do the length, and it works because it takes the length of the array. And then after you turn into variables, you just put them into here, fill them in the blanks, kind of deal. In the get status, though, we need to get some variables from the user. So we get the ID, we get the controller. All these are done from agent parameters. It has ID, controller. That's what we used in intents. That's what we set up in the intents. And then we concatenate the requests, so we use that in our axios.get. And the results, we just pick a variable out of them, and then we just print it. And then the third one, which was the put request, we have 3 variables this time: the status, ID, controller. Same thing, agent.parameters, where we get it from. In the Axios, this time it's a put. It's a put call. We still concatenate it the same way, basically. It's just the endpoint's a little different. It's /update status, and then we send it. I don't know if you call it payload or whatever, but it'd be status, and then it equals to what the status of the user entered. And then we turn it in the result of it, .data, that status, we turn that into a variable, and then we use that variable to write it out and let the user know that it changed. I have a brief example here. So as you can see, that this is previous I did. Give me the brief, gives you that. What is the status of elevator 1? It is active master. Change the status of elevator 1 to inactive. Elevator with ID 1 is now inactive. What is the status of elevator 1? It is inactive. So let's see how it works. For some reason, sometimes after the first try, it just doesn't. Oops, that was a misspell. Give me the brief. There we go. Let's see, it's inactive. Change the status of elevator back to active. What is the status of 5? It is active. So I have a README here as well that has all of its details. So you can refer to it if you have any issues.
Hi, this is Jackie, and I'll be talking about Alexa today. I guess we'll start with how it works. So we have an invocation name, Rocket Elevators. That's what you call to go inside the functions. And then we have intents. I have get briefing, get status, put status, and delete requests, which are the main intent that we're gonna use. So I'm just gonna quickly go over the code. So I have like all the handlers for all the intents. Just if you want to see the code, it's in the repo. So I'm not gonna go deep inside. So we're just gonna talk more about the tests. So here, if we go like open Rocket Elevators, it's gonna give us a
Ask me
message.
for a briefing or for the status of an elevator, a column or a battery. You can also change its status.
So let's try asking for a briefing. So give me a briefing.
Hello, there are currently 1,150 elevators deployed in the 45 buildings of your 30 customers. Currently, 408 elevators are not active and are being serviced. 69 batteries are deployed across 160 cities. On another note, you have 1 quotes awaiting processing and you also have 2 leads in your contact requests.
So what we could also do is ask for a status and also change its status. It's not mentioned here, but you could also delete elevators, columns, or battery. So let's go try getting a status of column. So show me the status of column 5.
The status of column 5 is intervention.
So you see it's intervention. Let's try changing it to like active. Change the status of column 5 to active.
Column 5 has been successfully updated.
Show me the status of column 5.
The status of column 5 is active.
Okay, so let's try something like here. You see there's 69 batteries. So what happens if I try to get a status of something that's out of those 69? Get me the status of battery 70.
I was unable to find the battery 70.
Okay, so here we have 1,000. Yeah, let's go for elevators, I guess. So we have 1,150. Delete elevator 1,150.
Elevator 1150 has been deleted from the database.
What's new on Rocket Elevators?
Hello, there are currently 1,149 elevators deployed in the 45 buildings of your 30 customers. Currently, 408 elevators are not active
You
and are
can see
being
there's one
serviced.
less elevator.
69 batteries are deployed across 160 cities. On another note, you have 1 quotes awaiting processing and you also have 2 leads in your contact requests.
And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching.
Hi, today I'm going to be presenting you with my Alexa skill that I built in the Artificial Intelligence Week. So let's start right into it. So first of all, then we have an invocation word which is Rocket Elevators. This invocation word, we're going to use it to test it, and once we're going to put this word, it's all going to know that it's going to follow these commands, these intents. After it is gonna like trigger it, so it's gonna know that we will ask it some questions about Rocket Elevator. So this is the invocation name. We have intent such as get the status intent, get the data like what's happening with the company, get the serial number, get elevator information about a specific elevator we want to know. So here I have my slots, I have the numbers, the ID there, status active and active. Yeah, so let's test it out. So right, so we start with the invocation word, which is rocket elevators. It's gonna start with a brief
Hi,
message.
I'm Rocket Elevator Personal Voice Assistant. I'm here to help you gain information about the company. How can I assist you today?
So alright, so let's get some data out of it. So first of all, let's know something about the company.
Greetings. There are currently 1,151 elevators in the 45 buildings of your 30 customers. Currently, 1,151 elevators are not in running state and are being serviced. 69 are deployed across 279 cities. On another note, you currently have 2 quotes awaiting processing. You also have 2 leads in your contact requests.
Alright, so this was the company information, is how it's going on. So let's get the social number of a specific elevator. It could be 9, it could be let's try 15. It's still gonna work.
The serial number of elevator 15 is
go, so
7,403,171,940,082.
And if we want some more information, like a complete overview of a specific elevator, let's say 9.
The elevator 9 status is active with serial number 8,3,277,657,181. The elevator class is undefined with the type of undefined.
So there you go. You could have some more information about it, and I also have a intent where we could get a status. Is it active?
The status of
or
elevator 9 is
inactive?
active.
So right, this is pretty much it. Let's jump into the code and see what I did there. By the way, all the code that's in there, you could also find it in here. If you go to code, you could all find this here. And for the JSON part, you could find it here. JSON editor. So it's all in there. It's the same thing. It's just I rather use the VS Code, but yeah. So alright, so let's see what we have here in the code. So all the information that we saw, it's provided to me with the API. So we have to call it, like if we want to get the data handler, we have to do const get remote data handler equals blah blah blah, and all the other information. This is the greetings message. So hi, I'm Rocket Elevator Person Voice Assistant, etc. So it's broke down in parts. So this is the main job. This is like the big all the, like, we get all the information from here, so yeah, so this is it. Here below we have find the elevator status of a specific elevator. So is it active, is it inactive? So it's also with the REST API, we can get this information, and it's pretty much the same thing for the other parts. There, like if we want to get the serial number, here's where I get the elevator information. So yeah, this is all the info about it, about the specific elevator. And yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing. We have the same API, which is calling our request, and this is our skill builder that gets all the functionalities here. And we also have interaction model. So this is how our model looks like. So yeah, this is all the commands for get remote data intent, get elevator serial number. This is the samples that it's received, and it's also ID. So if you want to try it out, just change this, like remove the ID and put a number in there to see a specific elevator. But yeah, so it's pretty much it. You could also go see my code inside inside my repo. I have all the functionalities in there. You could test it out. And yes, thank you very much and have a great weekend.